We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. Tonight, Mayor Scott will deliver his State of the City address. Coming up, we'll look at the plan that he is laying out to address crime in the city. It has been an especially violent weekend for young people in the city. A 12-year-old boy was killed, 3 other young people shot. Coming up, the calls for change from the community. And Baltimore County Police are reporting a major increase in the number of cars being stolen. The new steps they're taking to try to prevent more from being taken. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. We begin with breaking news. We are learning the name of the child who was shot and killed Saturday in South Baltimore. Jalen Richards was just 12 years old. As Taylor Stewart shows us, his death is among the latest in a city that has now seen the equivalent of a murder a day this month, a total of 17 homicides.
Baltimore police just confirming that that 12-year-old who was shot and killed over the weekend is Jalen Richards. Now, he's one of the youngest gun victims in Baltimore City this year as homicides continue to impact the youngest population here. Now, police are still trying to piece together what happened at Maciel Court and Collins Ferry Road on Saturday night just after 9 o'clock. They've not identified a person of interest or a shooter, but they're saying based on the shell casings they've seen, it's likely connected to a high caliber rifle, possibly an assault rifle. This comes on the heels of the mayor's announcement for a curfew. For all minors under 17, they've got to be inside by 10 o'clock starting Memorial Day. Now, we spoke to a law enforcement expert, and he weighed in on the curfews. He says it's not clear if it could have saved Jalen's life, but it could have prevented him from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
This horrific number of young people who are being hurt, shot, harmed in the city. Young person shot down with a semi-automatic machine gun. I mean, this is craziness. It's a message to parents that there is a curfew, and many parents will enforce that curfew themselves once they know it's in place. So you're taking young people who may not have been involved in crime or actions out of harm's way because now the parents are aware that there is an issue and that there is a need for the child to be in the house.
Social media has shown an outpouring of support for Jalen Richards, whose family is now grieving his loss. He's just one of 3 victims this weekend who were shot as young people continue to fall victim to violence in the city of Baltimore. Taylor Stewart, Fox 45 News.
Well, as she just said, the 12-year-old was not the only young person to fall victim to crime this weekend. Sunday, 3 other young people were hurt in a triple shooting in Northeast Baltimore. They were 15, 17, and 18-year-old boys. Police say one was shot in the head, another in the chest, the third in the back. Right now, 2 of those victims are in critical condition. And a 45-year-old man is dead after an overnight shooting in South Baltimore. The killing marks the 82nd of the year. We know the city's crime is something that the public wants the mayor to focus on when he gives his State of the City address tonight. Many residents we spoke with say they're feeling hopeless with the current state of the city.
Got kids killing kids out here like they fighting in a war.
Nothing in this city is being accomplished. It's falling apart. For one, it's more guns on the street than it is police. They're cutting programs, they're cutting funding, and then they expect us to come back out here in society and win.
Well, ahead of his State of the City address tonight, Mayor Scott is announcing new public safety initiatives. Earlier this morning, alongside Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates, the mayor announced new initiatives that he says will help to reduce violent crime in the city. We are expecting to hear more about those new initiatives during the mayor's State of the City address tonight. Fox 45 News will be there and will bring you all of the key takeaways both on air and online at foxbaltimore.com. Making headlines, the 127th Boston Marathon is underway. The professional men's group started around 9:30, and the first finishers are expected to cross the finish line within the hour. Now, this year marks 10 years since the deadly Boston Marathon bombings. Saturday, on the anniversary, there was a bell ringing to honor the victims. 11:05 now. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, take a look at this. Baltimore police say a car crashed into a house along Washington Boulevard near Pigtown. Officers say the driver just had minor injuries and no one else was hurt. You can see the aftermath there. Now, it's not clear if the driver is facing any charges or even what led up to the crash. Trending number two, some scary moments in White Marsh. A bus blows a tire and then fills with smoke and then flames. Look at this. This is what is left of the bus after it was engulfed in flames. A college basketball team from Boston was on that bus on their way home from a game in North Carolina. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
So all you saw was a light up and flames in the back. And then, yeah, that's how it went. And then this fire department so kindly picked us up.
So we transported them back on the engine and several of our other apparatus here, got them lunch, got them settled, waiting for their bus. And so now they're hanging out as honorary members of our fire company.
These guys are great. I mean, I don't know if my guys are going to want to go home. They're having so much fun, and they're feeding us well.
Well, the team's coach says that they saved most of the equipment. Only a few things were lost. Trending number three, the Orioles wrap up their series in Chicago with a win. The Birds started off with a slower start, trailing 4-0, but that quickly changed. Cedric Mullins had 3 hits and 4 RBIs, including a tie-breaking single in Baltimore's 3-run 8th inning. Gunnar Henderson had 2 hits and scored 3 times. The Birds went on to beat the White Sox 8-4. Trending number 4, the NFL draft is just 10 days away, and the big question still remains, will Lamar Jackson play another season as a Raven? Many are now looking into whether or not the new 1,000-yard receiver, Odell Beckham Jr., could possibly entice Jackson. The Ravens sure hope so, but they've still had 0 contact with Lamar this month. The draft is April 27th. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, and weather anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. If you want to ask for a raise, don't wait until your year-end review. That is the new tip from a job recruiter when he says is the best time to ask for a raise. That's all coming up. There are growing calls for longtime Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein to step aside. The concerns being raised as Congress returns to session. And a Walgreens worker who shot a pregnant woman in the store's parking lot is claiming self-defense. We're going to take a closer look at what led up to the shooting and how the woman and her baby are doing.
On your hour-by-hour forecast numbers, back in the mid to upper 60s, a little closer to average than those lower 80s that we saw on Sunday. And we'll see a lot more sunshine. However, the wind is going to be with us as we take you into the afternoon. So topping out right about 69 for our high. Will definitely be cooler. So waking up tomorrow morning in the upper 40s, lower 50s, and only getting to the mid 60s on Tuesday afternoon. We're back with your full forecast. We'll do that in just a few minutes from right now.
Fox 45 News, winner of 17 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
(11:09) and making headlines, a live look out of D.C. where thousands are expected to gather and take part in a march to ban assault rifles. The nonprofit March 4th is holding the rally to demand a new federal assault weapons ban. There was a ban in place from 1994 to 2004, but then it expired. Several constitutional challenges have been filed, but all have been rejected by the courts. Congress is back in session today, and Senator Mitch McConnell expected to be back at work after recovering from a fall last month. The Republican lawmaker suffered a concussion and rib fracture after he tripped at a dinner event in D.C. And taking a look at your social stream, there are growing calls for longtime Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein to step aside. The 89-year-old California representative has missed more than 6 weeks of votes after being hospitalized for shingles. Now she's facing pressure to resign, even from members of her own party. She's already said that she will not seek re-election in 2024. This is how you're responding to that. One person saying, leave Feinstein alone, let her go out with grace. She's earned it. Another saying, with all due respect, Dianne Feinstein is pulling a Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Deadly mass shooting investigations are underway in 2 states. In Alabama, at least 4 people are dead following a Sweet 16 birthday party. And in Kentucky, at least 2 people are dead and multiple people injured in a shooting there. According to the Gun Violence Archive, the U.S. is averaging more than 1.5 mass shootings every day so far this year. You're reacting to that. Mr. Boston says, I'm so sick and tired of seeing innocent lives being taken in mass shootings. When will this end? I'm a gun owner myself, but there needs to be stricter laws. Scary times raising kids in this world. Another person saying, clearly the mass shootings are appalling, but they are in no way surprising. It's the American way. In Tennessee, a pregnant woman and her baby are fighting to survive after the woman was shot by a Walgreens employee in the store's parking lot. The employee claims he thought the woman was shoplifting and then that she maced him when he confronted her in the parking lot. He says he then shot the 24-year-old in self-defense. The baby was delivered by emergency C-section and is now in the NICU weighing just 2 pounds. You've got different reaction. One person, wait, so a shoplifter maced an employee that confronted her and she was shot as a result? Seems like a good guy with a gun had every right to defend himself against a lawless individual. Think he's missing some of the story there. Another person, there's absolutely no need to be killing someone over merchandise, whether inexpensive or expensive. Well, still ahead, forget tiny seats. One airline is adding bunk beds. How much they're going to cost you? That's coming up.
Baltimore County Police are seeing a major spike in auto theft so far this year. I'm Olivia Danson. Coming up next, find out what police are doing to try and stop this.
And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:12 now on Fox 45 News Midday. We are back with a live look over at Towson, a cooler and more breezy day today than we saw this weekend. Coming up, meteorologist Justin Chambers will tell us when we could see rain. That's all coming up in your full forecast. A warning now. Baltimore County Police are reporting a major increase in the number of cars being stolen, specifically Kia and Hyundai vehicles. Now, in the first 3 months of 2023, 188 Hyundai and Kia brand cars were reported stolen in the county. Olivia Dance shows us what county police are doing to try to stop it.
Kia and Hyundai thefts have increased significantly this year, specifically models made between 2015 and 2021. Now, Baltimore County Police say it's because of a safety feature that's missing from those cars, making them easier to steal. And oftentimes, police are finding that it's juveniles who are committing these thefts.
For the Hyundais and Kias in particular, this is a juvenile issue. We see just constantly juveniles, 11, 12, 13-year-olds driving these cars, stealing these cars, and they get released and they go home and they do it again.
That was Sergeant Stephen Sunderland with the Baltimore County Police Auto Theft Task Force. He says they have seen a 933% increase in Hyundai thefts and a 433% increase in Kia thefts in 2023 compared to 2022. The task force is educating the public on the problem so that they're aware, as well as giving away free steering wheel locks to prevent cars from being stolen. So far, they've given out nearly 200 locks, but Sergeant Sunderland says the concerns go beyond just stolen cars.
This is a very big problem. And one of the other problems is with stolen cars in general is that cars get stolen and then are used in violent crimes.
So would you say in 2023 already you're seeing an increase in crime that you can attribute to the fact that there's an increase in auto theft?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen lookouts for all types of violent crimes, and it's Hyundai, Kia.
Now, both Kia and Hyundai are offering free software and technology upgrades for the models at risk of being stolen. Also, Baltimore County Police are hosting another steering wheel lock giveaway that's coming up this Friday. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Tonight on the Fox 45 News at 4, continuing coverage on the crime crisis in Baltimore, what we're learning about the child who was killed Saturday night and why the city continues to fail kids in the community. Then at 5, a violent start to the month and another child's death leading to the mayor's state of the city. We're going to look ahead to what his message to Baltimore residents could be. And at 6, will it support workers or lead to bankruptcy for small businesses? We're looking at the impact of new minimum wage laws. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash to your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17 and now to today's talking point. At a time when many airlines are making the seats smaller, a New Zealand airline is trying to entice travelers with more space. Air New Zealand plans to add sleep pod style bunk beds to its wide-body planes. There will be 6 pods known as Skynest. They'll be on long-haul flights. Those are one-way, 16 hours or more. You can't book the pod, though, for the full flight. The idea is to rent them out for 4 hours at a time for a fee of somewhere between $400 to $500. Mark Clark with Bmore Lifestyle is here now. It's another option.
Yeah, I'm down. You know what? When I get my money right, Patrice.
That's what you're going to do. I like the option of it, but it just seems it's a little bit. I would need to rent out all of them for like my family because you can close them off so that you're in your pod, which then would make me feel like I'm in a coffin, and then I'm getting ready to just tear up the flight altogether because I'm freaking out.
No, I did when I went to South Africa years ago, Patrice, they did offer the shower, the pod, all that kind of stuff, and I was just thinking, yeah, when I get my money right, give me the big body plane with all this stuff. But I'm with you. I think I want to do it the whole time, though, not just for some hours.
Oh, yeah, and they don't. Unless they're able to rent more than 4 hours at a time. Like, you can just do double bookings. I don't know if they allow that or if they're like, no, Mark, you got to let other people on the plane have a chance.
No, because you're right. It's too much. I mean, and first of all, if it's 16 hours, Patrice, what's 4 hours? I mean, it's almost like...
You got a cat nap.
Right. You might as well just put me in the chair. Put me in the chair and let me snore like I normally do on the plane.
Oh, goodness.
And give me my peanuts.
Well, when you get your money right, I expect you to fly me and my family somewhere nice.
You know I got you. You're my friend.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. We've got a nice warm day here at home, much better than the snowy conditions that folks in Wisconsin are seeing. Snow at this time of the year, I couldn't take it. Meteorologist Justin Chambers has the worst weather in America.
Well, snow is not done for some parts of the country. This is a video from Wisconsin, and boy, I tell you, they are dealing with a snowy start to the morning and the week as well. Look at that winter wonderland. Now, remember, it's mid-April already, and we've seen warm temperatures in that part of the country already. We also saw some warm numbers here over the weekend, even though we had to deal with a few showers, thunderstorms, and those temperatures that were in the above-average category. Breezy and cooler for the afternoon with a mix of clouds and sun. We do stay dry this week, so we're not tracking rain or any storms here over the next couple of days. In fact, on your hour-by-hour forecast, notice those numbers steadily climbing close to 70 as we get into that 2 and 3 o'clock hour for the afternoon. And those are the high temps we're looking at. You can see the average of 67, so a little cooler in Westminster and areas in western Maryland, but mid to upper 60s for Cockeysville and Baltimore, down the Chesapeake and out toward the eastern shore. Keeping those mid to upper 60s around. Notice cooler in western Maryland, only 58 in Cumberland today, and heading down the ocean, mid 60s there in Ocean City with lower 70s in Richmond on your Monday afternoon. Now look what happens on our temperature tracker. Notice we dip a little bit below average for tomorrow, then we go right back above average Wednesday and a nice steady climb right back to the low and mid 80s as we head toward the end of the week. Here's what's going on with our future scan. So that cold front has moved off toward the east. What we are seeing later this afternoon and evening, could see a couple of pop-up showers kind of left over, especially in the mountain locations. We call those upslope showers. So that may be happening as we get into early Tuesday morning. But all of us get that rain and all that moisture out of here by Tuesday afternoon, and continuing to see warmer conditions and a little less wind by the time we head toward Wednesday. But those temperatures will continue to climb heading toward the end of the week. So here's your exclusive 10-day forecast. 69 today, mid 60s on Tuesday, lower 70s Wednesday. Notice those numbers getting back to the 80s as we approach the weekend. A little cooler, though, by Sunday and Monday as we were tracking some more rain by the end of the week as well.
All right, Justin, thank you. A familiar face you'll see on Jeopardy tonight. Who is one of Maryland's very own? Coming up, we'll introduce you to the local man who is about to test his knowledge on the hit game show. And you've got just about 24 hours left to file your 2022 taxes. Coming up, how soon you could get your return once you file and how much most people are getting back. And a big night of all-new television tonight. At 8, it's 911. Then at 9, it's Fantasy Island. Then stick around for your day's top headlines with Fox 45 News at 10 and the late edition at 11. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25. Don't miss this. SpaceX calls off its first launch attempt of its giant rocket. Elon Musk and his company were planning to launch the rocket around 9 o'clock this morning, but they had to postpone due to a problem with one of the rocket's boosters. There won't be another try until at least Wednesday. The rocket could one day send astronauts and cargo to the moon and ultimately Mars. Tomorrow is the last day to get your taxes done. According to the IRS, the average refund is $2,878. Any refund you may be owed should be sent to your bank account within 21 days if you filed online and chose direct deposit and if there were no issues. Paper returns and check refunds may take longer. Phantom of the Opera takes its final bow. After 35 years, composer Andrew Lloyd Webber's iconic musical closed Sunday evening. That makes Phantom of the Opera Broadway's longest-running production, which includes nearly 14,000 performances. Jeopardy fans, listen up. You're going to want to watch tonight's show. It is a special one because one of the contestants is a Maryland native. Earlier this morning, we spoke with Daniel about the episode and the excitement of learning that he was going to be on the show.
I don't think any of it has registered at all at this point, like even like right now. So I think just, I don't know, in some ways it all just feels like one long fever dream. Yeah, but I remember just getting that call and be like, okay, this is the next thing that happens. This is happening. Wow. All right then. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm going to LA, and then just, one thing after another.
You can watch Daniel tonight on Jeopardy right here on Fox 45. The show airs weekdays at 7 o'clock. Crossing our fingers he did well. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Bmore Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Patrice, congratulations on 20 years here, okay? We've all heard about red flags when it comes to dating. What about green flags? Something that signals, say, can actually be a problem or could be a good thing for success. We'll talk about it on Bmore Lifestyle coming up.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Bmore Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Bmore Lifestyle live from Studio B at Fox Baltimore. Joined today by Infinity co-founder Big Leak is in the building.
What's up,
Good
sir?
morning, Leak. How you doing?
All is well, man. All is well. Glad to be here.
Let me tell you right now, the 127th Boston Marathon is underway. The professional men's group started around 9:30, and the first finishers are expected to cross the finish line within the next 10 minutes or so. Some fun facts about running. Running for fun wasn't a fad until the 1960s, but it's now among the most famous and trained sports in the world. Humans can outrun most animals when it comes to long distances, aside from cats, rabbits, and kangaroos. Now, who knew? Now, okay, Big League, you're an athlete. You're a trained martial artist. You know, are you a long distance guy or not necessarily?
No, I'm not even going to say that I am. No, I'm not.
You know what? You know what's funny? Now, believe it or not, are you ready? I actually have competed in a marathon. I did the Marine Corps marathon back when my 22-year-old was just 8 months old, I believe. But yeah, I actually have completed a marathon, believe it or not. So I did the run 2 minutes, walk 2 minutes method. So actually, you know, it was pretty cool. Now, we want you to tell us, would you ever run a marathon? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the Lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 news app. And at the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, if you want to ask for a raise, don't wait until your end of year review. That's the big tip for the job recruiter. He says the best time to ask for a raise is when you're prepared to make a strong case for it based on your contributions and performance. When do you ask? You know, when you do ask, you want to make sure you recap your value, have data back up on your request, and have a number in mind. Okay, Big Leak, you've run companies forever. How do you feel about this when your people come in and say, Big Leak, it's time for more money?
Hey, that's the best conversation. You can't run a business without money.
Okay, so you're not offended when somebody comes maybe before the end of their deal to come talk to you about a raise?
Absolutely not. I think you get your best customers and your best employees by making sure that they're financially taken care of.
It's interesting, Leak. You know, I think, you know, those of us a certain age, things have changed. Back in the day, you remember, I think you never talked about your salary. You rarely probably did that. You were kind of taught to kind of like go along, get along. I think now people are more aggressive when it comes, especially the kids. The kids, they ask for a raise before they even get the job.
Totally.
Okay, we've all heard about red flags when it comes to dating, but what about green flags? Something that signals the start of a successful relationship. A dating coach is listing 4 signs of success. Up first, clear and consistent communication, appropriate sharing, respect for boundaries, and similar interests and values. Now, Leak, I don't know if you're still out there in the dating world, but, you know, have you seen these signs? Are these, are these the green flags? Have you been in a situation where you saw the green flags instead of the red flags?
Yeah, we see them both. we sometimes we just refuse to identify them or respect the fact that they're actually showing. We try to ignore them.
Let me say this. I'm going to tell you some green flags I saw with my now 23-year marriage. Shout out to my wife, Allison, 23 years. Okay, my car was getting repossessed. And I was dating, and my wife was like, yo, let's go get this car. And that's when I knew, like, she was the one. No, that was one sign. But actually, when we were dating, you know, when we were going out, I didn't always have to pay. Sometimes we went Dutch. Sometimes she said she wanted to pay. It was almost like a balanced situation, and that balance made me feel really good about the situation. So here it is. Once again, this weekend we celebrated 23 years. All right, so coming up, Big Leak, we're going to talk about your latest creation. Okay, that's coming up. And also coming up, how you can lower your carbon footprint and switch to clean energy. And as food prices rise, there's a new way to make your food last longer. The new cost-saving addition to your kitchen. That's coming up on Steals and Deals.
You're watching Bmore Lifestyle.
Wasting food is bad any way you chop it up, okay? But Stacey Bell is here with a handy kitchen item from one of America's most trusted brands to help you preserve food longer and save money.
The following segment is sponsored by Gnocchi.
We really like a sandwich at our house for a snack on the go because we're always running around, but it is the worst when you go to grab the bread and it's stale and it's moldy. This Tupperware bread saver has really helped us out with that. It's so easy to use. It's lightweight. It's got this little divider in it, so you can put the divider in, and if different people in the house like different types of bread, one goes here, the other goes here, and then you just close it, and it's going to keep your bread fresh, and that's going to save you money because you don't want to throw away money. Groceries are so expensive right now. This works because it's got this little ventilation on the top, and it's just the right amount of air. Too much air makes the bread stale, and too little is going to create mold. So this gives you just the right amount. The other thing I like about it, if you have the kids or the grandkids over, like sometimes when we have family, I like to treat us to muffins or bagels. You can put these in a separate compartment. Even if you treat yourself to the good bagels, they stay fresh right there, and you just cover it, and it's got this really sleek look, and it looks good in any kitchen, and it's really lightweight to transport. With this price that you're getting, you could buy a couple and give these to friends as a gift. Right now, we're offering 25% off the Tupperware Bread Saver. This is really a good deal. It's gonna save you money in the long run. Head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Bmore Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Inspire Clean Energy.
With Earth Day right around the corner, a brand new program is being announced for residents of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and New Jersey that could be a real game changer when it comes to access to local renewable energy. CEO of Inspire Clean Energy, Stephanie Donner, is on hand to tell us everything we need to know about this product and the amazing benefits it will provide. Thanks for joining us, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, and happy Earth Month.
All right. Now tell us about the new wind farm partnership and how it will help the residents of Maryland.
Absolutely. Well, Inspire Clean Energy is partnering with 3 Western Pennsylvania wind farms to bring local, regionally sourced clean energy to residents in Maryland. And this is a really exciting opportunity for Maryland customers and residents to take advantage of a regionally sourced, know where their energy is coming from, and understand how their electricity bill is contributing to the environment. Also helps the state of Maryland increase its access and consumption of renewable energy.
So talk to us about why folks at home should consider signing up for a clean energy plan.
Sure. Well, greenhouse gas is a huge contributor. I would say household consumption is a huge contributor to greenhouse gases. And in fact, 20% of United States greenhouse gas comes from household electricity consumption. So Inspire is offering its residents, the residents of Maryland and its customers, an opportunity to make a difference that is the equivalent of 7 times greater than recycling.
And how will this impact the carbon footprint of the people in Maryland?
Yes, so it's going to make a huge impact. And so approximately Inspire's 4-year offtake for this partnership produces the equivalent of a 201,000 megawatts of hour of clean energy in year 1 of the partnership. That translates to about 535,000 megawatts per hour of clean energy generation by 2026. And what that really means is that's enough clean energy to power approximately 19,000 homes. And something that may be important to you and to others in Maryland, that would light up the Baltimore Ravens games at M&T Bank Stadium for 4 years. So it's a huge impact opportunity to participate in Maryland in this clean energy transition.
And is there anything else we need to know about Inspire Clean Energy, and where can we go to get more information?
Well, I appreciate you asking. Inspire is a certified B Corporation. We deliver 100% renewable energy to the customers that sign up with us. And we're a B Corp. And what that means is we're held to the highest environmental and socially conscious standards that exist for companies. And so with that, we believe that in this local partnership, more and more customers can take a part and take in that transition. And so if you're interested in learning more about Inspire, you can visit inspirecleanenergy.com. And that is also where you can subscribe to become a customer for this local renewable energy project. We hope you do. And happy Earth Month.
Happy Earth Month, Stephanie. Thanks for this great information, okay?
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Now, coming up, a record executive is here. He's got a new technology that he's starting here in Baltimore that will change the music business. We'll tell you about that. But first, Lady T goes to a local tea room. She'll show us the proper way, yes, to drink tea before spilling it. Yes.
This is Bmore Lifestyle.
Big Leak is a music industry entrepreneur and leader who has worked with top talents and executives in the business over the years. He joined us on Bmore Lifestyle. Big Leak, welcome. How are you, my friend?
All is well, Mark. How are you?
Good, man. So you're here to talk about your new company. What is Infinity?
Well, Infinity is actually a tech company, and it actually maneuvers or moves like a record label, so to speak. But the difference is we launch artists through NFTs, which people look at NFTs and think that they're just art. But we're actually launching artists through these NFTs with music. It's a new way of doing business in music.
I love it. So talk to us about your premier artist that you've signed with Infinity.
Well, you guys probably remember Gina Thompson. She had one of the biggest records in the 90s, The Things You Do with Missy Elliott. This record is playing in the clubs right now today, and she's one of our premier artists that's getting ready to release her new single on Infinity called Starving. And we have one of the biggest bands, all the premier artists that comes into the DMV area, they go to this band called The Leftovers. And The Leftovers is signing to Infinity as an actual band that releasing their own material instead of playing behind someone.
And why did you launch here in Baltimore? I mean, you worked in New York over the years, and you also worked on the West Coast. Why Baltimore?
Well, actually, people know me from releasing my son. Jay-Z signed my son to Def Jam, and we did the record Jiggle It. And so Baltimore really embraced us, and I think that now the direction that we're going in Baltimore, I was at a meeting with the mayor and the governor, and the governor said, this is the right time to be a part of making history in Baltimore because of the direction that we're going in tech. And I think that this is an opportunity that Infinity could be a big part of that.
So much talent, as you know, Leak, in Baltimore. Where can people go to get more information?
You can actually go to infinity.xyz. If you're an independent artist, definitely go to infinity.xyz, or you can contact me at DJ Big Leak on Instagram.
Big Leak, thank you for stopping by, my friend.
Always.
All right, man. A beautiful start to the morning. Picture perfect sunrise over the Golden Gate Bridge. Here's meteorologist Justin Chambers with the best weather in America.
It's kind of a cool shot here. Sunset over the Rock, Alcatraz there, and of course the Golden Gate Bridge off in the distance. One of my favorite movies, Welcome to the Rock. Great movie for sure. But you can see the sun there, and usually it's kind of foggy over the San Francisco Bay, but the afternoon looked pretty good, at least from that perspective on that shot right there. We will get more sunshine here at home today. We definitely had the clouds over the weekend, even some of those showers and thunderstorms, but it will be cooler with a mix of clouds and sun today and a breezy afternoon. We are going to stay dry this week as well. So checking those numbers, mid to upper 60s over the next couple of hours, taking you into the early afternoon. Average high this time of year is 67. So low to mid and upper 60s across Carroll and Baltimore counties for your highs. Almost 70 in Baltimore down through Dundalk for your high number or your high temperature this afternoon. And Howard and Anne Arundel counties also in the mid to upper 60s. Those temperatures again kind of right near or slightly above the average line. Cooler in western Maryland, only 58 today, but you can see most of us along the 95 corridor for New York and Philly down through Baltimore and D.C. in the mid to upper 60s. We get a bit of a dip tomorrow below average, but right back above average Wednesday and continuing to see that number climb or those numbers climb into the 80s toward the end of the week. What's going on with our future scan? Cold front moving off toward the east. Back behind that is that wind, and still could see a couple of upslope showers here on parts of Tuesday early morning in the mountain locations. But by Tuesday afternoon, all of that dry air is rolling in, and we'll continue to see those conditions improve, especially with our temperatures that head later into the week that are going to climb. So here's that 10-day forecast. 69 today, mid-60s on Tuesday, then lower 70s Wednesday. We're back to the 80s as we approach the weekend. We'll track some showers both Saturday and Sunday afternoon, and then cooler still by the early part of next week.
Hey guys, I'm Lady T and I'm here at the K Pearl Tea Room in Westminster for a special edition of Spilling the Tea. K Pearl Tea Room, they are known for the best tea service around town, and they're more than happy to always accommodate your party for an authentic tea service. Yeah? Okay, well, you know what time it is. Let's go spill some tea. Becky from the K Pearl Tea Room. Hey, Becky.
Hey.
Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm excited. I'm in this tea room with you. Tell me about the tea house.
We are serving English afternoon tea here. So, you know, it has the 3-tiered tray. It has soup, sandwiches, salads, little desserts. Our scones are amazing. Oh. We have sorbet. We have sparkling drinks. And we have tea.
Do people love this place? Like, I just feel like a different atmosphere when I come here. I feel comfortable. But, you know, I'm the tea spilling princess, so obviously I'm going to feel comfortable here. What's the atmosphere like when you guys are up and running?
It's humming. It's buzzing. It's a great place to really connect with someone. You can sit down and spend 2 hours really connecting over a pot of tea and some yummy treats. And people love the tea room.
What is the proper way to sip tea or drink tea?
So, I don't know that there's necessarily a right way and a wrong way. Okay. We want you to be comfortable. Did you know that it is actually improper etiquette to stick your pinky out when you're holding a teacup?
Oh my gosh. I can't help it though. I stick my pinky out for every little thing that I do. Look, it just automatically goes up. I didn't even do it, y'all. I'm not even doing it, and it just keeps going up. It's, oh my God. So it's actually like improper to do that.
Actually it is. You're also not supposed to tink your spoon in the inside of the teacup.
Oh my God, we've been drinking tea wrong, y'all.
You usually pour about half a cup of tea because some people like to put cream and sugar in.
Oh, you didn't even spill it. No. She didn't spill the tea, y'all.
And you can't have tea without scones.
Oh, obviously.
There's all different kinds of tea. They actually all get different steep times and different water temperatures.
Oh, okay.
Here's a little secret for you. If you're steeping a black tea and you walk away to do your hair or whatever it is you're doing,
yes,
and you come back and your cup is bitter, you can fix the cup. You don't have to throw it out.
You don't have to throw it out?
No.
You put it in the microwave.
You dilute it. You add
you dilute
more
it.
hot water.
Okay.
More hot water, and that'll dilute the tannins, which is what makes it bitter.
Okay, Becky, now tell everybody how they can follow you and reach you guys.
Okay, our Instagram is Kate Pearl Tea Room, and our website is thekatepearltearoom.com. If you'd like to come in for tea, it's by reservation only.
Oh, wait, what happens when you spill the tea? What happens when tea is spilled? Do you have bad luck?
No.
Okay, good. That was scary. Whew,
We love spilling the tea.
Yay! We love spilling the tea! Thank you guys for joining us today. Now go sip on all that tea.
Still ahead, the Boston Marathon is underway. Coming up, the history of running for fun and whether you're ambitious enough to run a marathon. The Orioles wrap up their series in Chicago with a win. The Birds started off with a slow start, trailing 4-0, but that quickly changed. Cedric Mullins had 3 hits and 4 RBIs, including a tie-breaking single in Baltimore's 3-run 8th inning. Gunnar Henderson had 2 hits and scored 3 times. The Birds went on to beat the White Sox 8-4.
Yeah, I think the guy finished second to Cy Young. It's a 4-0 game. It's 30 degrees outside, it felt like. And we chipped away. We did a great job of putting 8 zeros up after that first inning. And, you know, we took really good at bats throughout the game and got him out of the game in the 6th.
It's a man voice right there. They head to D.C. tomorrow to face the Washington Nationals. First pitch is at 7:05. The 127th Boston Marathon is underway. Some fun facts about running. Running for fun wasn't a fad until the 1960s, but it's now among the most famous and trained sports in the world. Humans can outrun most animals when it comes to long distances, aside from, who knew, cats, rabbits, and kangaroos. And we wanted you to tell it, would you ever run a marathon right now? Most of you are saying, no way, okay? We got a great show lined up for tomorrow. If you're making this common mistake when you go to a restaurant, coming up, the thing waiters say they hate that has diners divided. And thank you for inviting us into your home. Make sure you follow Bmore Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.